Okay, I wanted to show everybody today this web application right here. It's called Scratch, and you can get there by just going to scratch.mit.edu. And it's basically a program for teaching young children or anybody how to program computers, but you can actually use it as an assistive technology application because it has a lot of cool features like text to speech and stuff like that. So to join, just go to scratch.mit.edu, click on Join Scratch, and then you can come up with a username. You'll create a password, press Next. You'll have to provide an email address and stuff like that eventually as you go through those prompts. But once you create your account, then you can sign into it. Just type in the username that you come up with and your password and just click sign in. And you'll be signed in. So once you're from here, or once you're here, you don't have to really, you can kind of explore the different projects that people build. A lot of them are video games and stuff like that. But what we can do is up here at the very top toolbar or navigation menu, just click on create. And what that's going to do is it's going to create a project for you. And if you're signed in, you'll see your name in the upper right corner. So you could always check to make sure that you're signed in. But this is what you'll be presented with. It's going to give you this sprite 1 right here. All a sprite is just a picture. That's all it is. So you can keep this sprite, or down here there's a list of sprites. So as you add these images, they're going to pop up here in this little display area. This is kind of your preview for whatever project you're making. And then down here there's a little trash can symbol by sprite 1. You can just go ahead and click on that. That's going to delete that original cat sprite that's always added when you first open a project. And then up here you have settings, file, and edit. I'll maybe talk about that stuff later, but right here it says Untitled 2. This is what you can or where you can name your projects. So I'll just name it I don't even know if I'm spelling assistive correctly. I'm not. I think there's one S at the beginning. There we go. Maybe not. Maybe it's yeah, 2 S's in the beginning. I had it backwards. This little save now pops up every once in a while. You can just click that when you see it. Sometimes it should auto save sometimes, but sometimes the save will hang and you might do 15 minutes of work and lose it if the program crashes or you log out or something like that. So if you see that save now, just press it. This button right here allows you to share your project, and then people, if they look up your name, they'll find any projects that you have shared. So what I'll do is I'll just click on that share button, and if you get on Scratch and look up my name, you should see, okay, Assistive Tech Demo. You can look My Special Brain up in Scratch, and then you'll be able to click on any projects that I have shared, so you would be able to see this one as well. And right here you can give instructions on how to use the project, notes, and credit people if you use images from them or something like that. And then this button right here, or also if you get to this page here, you can press full screen and you can test out the project and stuff. You can start it with the green flag, but we'll talk about that later. Click on See Inside and you'll go right back to the main project page. Now all of this stuff over here on the left, this is how you build your projects. So these are blocks, and you can see the different blocks have different functionality. Now right now I have the stage selected. The stage is basically the background, and then right here I don't have any sprites, so that's why it just defaults to selecting the stage. But you can see some of the blocks, they change the background, play sounds, check for events that take place in the program. This is all programming stuff we won't focus too much on today, but what I'll do is I'll just go down here to the bottom right. It says choose a sprite. You can just click on that image there, or that icon, and it's going to bring you to a bunch of images. So there's all kinds of images of different animals and food and all kinds of stuff like that. A glass of water, musical instruments, all kinds of stuff like that. So here's an example we can give. So let's say an assistive technology example. So if I just click on this glass of water right here, there's my image. Now, once I click on this image from this list down here, every image I add is going to have a little icon that represents it. And if I click on that image, I can rename it. It's named glass water, but I can name it something else. I could just name it water if I wanted to. This X and Y is where it's located on the screen. So just like in your math class, your y-axis is what goes up and down. Your x-axis is the axis that goes left and right. 0, 0 is right in the middle. So if I do something like this, 0, 0, it's going to put it right in the middle. The more you add to the x value, the more you push it to the right. The more you subtract from the x value, the more you'll move it to the left. And y is the same thing, just up and down. If you add to the y value, you go up. If you subtract from the y value, you go down. And just remember 0, 0. It's just a coordinate plane like you'll have in your algebra class. So that's what these numbers represent. And then size, you can change it. If you go smaller, you'll make the water smaller. A bigger number, it's gonna make the sprite bigger. And then direction, if you click here, it gives you a dial. You can flip the image around. If you have this selected all around, if you select this right here, left, right, you can kind of see it with this water, but what that's going to do, if you click this, it's going to mirror the image. So it'll just flip the image to face the opposite side. And then we have do not rotate, and that's going to prevent it from being rotated. So I'll just flip it back to the way it was there. Now another thing we can do is just add another image. So choose a sprite, and then let's say, and you can use these images, and I'll also make another video eventually that shows you how to upload your own images. But let's say you have a student named Abby or something like that. You can just get an image of Abby, of that student that you have, or use one of these scratch images or whatever, and you can start to build a little text-to-speech board or a communication board. So what I'll do first is I'll just click on Abby, and then it doesn't really matter what order these are in. You can change their order if you want to. But if I click on Abby and then I look over here in the upper left corner, there's all the code blocks that I can use to program the sprite Abby, the image Abby, to do all sorts of things. And same thing if I click on glass water. So if I click on that, all of those same blocks are going to pop up so that we can program glass water. Now if I go back to Abby, one of the first blocks you're always going to use is this events category right here. So this is what starts something or triggers the sprite to do a thing. So this one right here, when this sprite clicked, I'll drag it right here, and you'll notice I have Abby selected. So this is going to program Abby. Down here in the bottom right of this central area right here, we have a magnifying glass. We can make our blocks bigger. So when this sprite clicked, now what I want to do one other thing before I continue. Down here in the bottom left corner, it says add extension. I want to click on that. What this is going to do is allow me to add another set of blocks. So what I'll click on is the text to speech right here. Very good for some assistive technology stuff. Once I do that, you'll see I have the events blocks. So all these blocks are separated into categories: control, sound, and since I clicked on add extension at the bottom, now I have blocks that control text to speech. I'll click on save now again, and then what I'll do is I'll just bring this speak block right here, and it should say hello if I click on the sprite. So if I come over here and I click on the actual sprite itself,
Hello.
it's going to say hello. Now, another thing you can do, if you go to looks, there's a say block right here. And what this is going to do is put the word on the screen. So it'll have a little speech bubble. So a lot of times we can use these three blocks together. When this sprite clicked, say hello and speak hello. So now you can kind of see these blocks are just instructions. Do this or basically when this happens, do this and then do this after that. So if I click on her,
hello.
Now you can see she says hello. Now the say block is going to keep that hello on there. Another thing you can do is instead of using the say block, there's say something for a certain amount of seconds. So we can do say hello for 1 second or say hello for 2 seconds. And I'll put the speak block first so that we hear the sound first, and then this say block will run immediately after. If I would do something like this, I would have to wait 2 seconds before the speak block because these blocks, they execute in order. So I'll click on her again.
Hello.
She says hello again with the text to speech block, but it only stays up there for 2 seconds. So it's up to you how you want to do that. Now,
hello.
If I click on her again, I can change what this block says. So I can do, it depends how you want to do this. So if you want the student to refer to themselves, you can say, I want, or something like that.
Hello.
And actually, see, I didn't change the speak block. I just changed the say block. So what I'll do is I can do this. I want.
I want.
And there's I want.
I want.
That pops up. And then if I click on the glass water, I can pretty much do the same thing. Now I'm going to be using the same exact block, so to make it a lot quicker, I can just click on Abby again and just grab this whole. If you grab the first block, it'll bring all the ones connected to it. And if I just hover it over the little icon, you saw it shake a little bit. I'll do that again. I hover it over glass water, it shakes, I let go. Now if I click in glass water, I have those same exact blocks. So now for these, I can just say something else. So I can just have it speak water and have it say water. So now if we click on her,
I want.
I want
water.
Water. So there you go.
Water.
If your student does better referring to themselves as their name, you can just, like I said, go back to the block, change I want to Abby. And then change the speak to say Abby wants. And then same thing, just click.
Abby wants.
Abby wants.
Water.
Water. So now you can see, and then you can change, just click on the different sprites, change their sizes and things like that. Now, when your student uses this, or your child, you're not going to want them to use it here. So this is how we program the application to do what we want the individual images to do. So what you can do when you want them to use this project is up here on the upper right corner, there's full screen control. So if you click on that, now on something like an iPad or an Android tablet, they can just touch this with their fingers. If you have a tablet, or if they're on a computer,
Abby wants.
You can just click it with the mouse.
Water.
So just a very good program. Scratch, I love this. It's very good to teach students programming, but I really feel like it's excellent for assistive technology.
Water.
And especially building communication boards and stuff like that. If you don't have access to some of the paid resources out there, this is completely free. So you don't have to pay for Scratch. All of these images are available for you, but eventually I'll make some videos that show you how to upload your own sprite. And just remember, a sprite is just a picture. That's all it is. It's a picture that you can program to do various things. But yeah, I guess we'll stop there. That's it for now. I just wanted to introduce everybody to this and let you know that this is an excellent resource for assistive technology. I guess I can say all the YouTube stuff. Like my video, share it, all that kind of thing. And I'll see you next time.